we'll
Okay.
keep going. But it's hi, I'm Tina Hill. I am half of Ladies of Lanai, and we are back with another installment of Ask a Villager. Could you please introduce yourself?
I'm Jacki Rose.
And what's your relationship status? Because people want to
Single.
know. People want to know. What village do you live in?
Lynn Haven.
And where is that? North, south, middle?
North. Very north from here.
Okay. And where did you live before moving to the villages?
Massachusetts.
Oh. And how did you first hear about the villages and what made you move here?
Let's see. I Googled retirement communities in Florida because I wanted to find a way I could live in Florida in the wintertime and make some money. And the villages popped up, and I'm like, what is this villages? What is this villages? And so for a while, I was trying to figure out what it was. It was like, it looked like it was in 3 different towns or communities and looked like a lot of action. So
You wanted to be where the action
actually,
was?
I really didn't. But I wanted a place where I could maybe teach my Zentangle, mindful drawing, and during the day and get a lot of people. And make some money and live here in Florida. So what happened was once I researched what the villages was, I realized I started obsessing over, like, I was watching YouTube videos. I remember this one lady, she was in her golf cart for like 30 minutes driving all over, and I'm like with her trying to see all those nice houses, where this, and I became obsessed, and I decided to rent a house in the villages.
That was smart.
Yeah, and because at the time I was working in Massachusetts and I had been wanting to move to Florida in the wintertime, like for 30 years. And finally I decided to start maybe 1 month here. So I did a month in Panama City Beach, Florida. I did a month in Tampa, Florida. And so now I was going to do a month in the villages to see what the villages was all about.
Right.
And once I became obsessed and I started getting on Facebook and started learning about what the villages was, I said, I think I need to move there.
How is it different from like
Panama City?
Yeah, Panama City and Tampa and all that.
Well, also my frame of mind was I wanted to just veg out. Like I was so busy working and planning. I just wanted a month where I could just relax. So Panama City Beach, I rented a condo on the water. So it was kind of, and they did have activities inside the building. So I taught a little Zentangle class there to the ladies. But I was looking to, and I had some people visit me, but there was a mall I liked, an outdoor mall that I walked to, or outdoor shopping center. So it's more like vegging out. So comparing to the villages, there's no comparison. I mean, I didn't see any golf carts or live entertainment anywhere. But for me, it worked. And then when I was at Tampa, kind of the same thing. I rented a condo kind of on the water, and I explored the area. I could drive to Clearwater. I could drive to different places. And I was still doing, just kind of vegging out, relaxing, exploring. And then the 3rd year, I was going to go to Marco Island, Naples. And I was just about to hit send for the contract. It looked nice and peaceful. And I go, you know what? I'm pretty rested. I don't think I need to rest anymore. I think I'm going to check out the villages.
I need some action.
I need that.
Well, why did you decide to live in the area of the villages that you live in now? Like what versus, other parts?
Yeah, well, when I came here, the only thing down south was Fenny, and I wasn't going to Fenny. There was nothing in between, 466A and Fenny. But I remember the salesperson said, "Oh, this is all going to be filled up in just a couple of years." Plus, I just wanted to be near the water, so I wanted to be near Lake Sumter Landing because there was water there, the lake. Because originally I wanted to move to Florida for the ocean. And that's the closest I could get was Lake Sumter Landing, fake lake. And then from all the research I did, I really wanted to be in between 466 and A and 466. And so that's where I rented for a month. And while I was there, during that month, I was looking for a home. And it just, honestly, it came up. I got the house before it was on the market. I actually and I'm sure everyone has a great story of how they got their house, right?
And you got a fixer-upper, you were telling me before.
So I placed I saw a different house in the village of Duval, because it was in between, and I placed an offer, which they refused, and I was devastated. But also when you walked into the house, immediately you saw the other person's lanai, like they were really,
Oh.
really close.
Mhm.
But the house is beautiful. And so a few days later, I looked in the paper and I saw the same model home. And I called the realtor and I said, I think I'd like to see this house. And she says, great. And I said, where is it? And it was further north than for, I go, I don't want to go that far. She goes, well, I have a house coming up on the market. It's not on the market yet. And it's not ready, but I can show it to you. So I walked in and I placed it. She says, just come through. She wouldn't even look. The house was a mess because the lady had died. It's filled with stuff. It wasn't on the market yet, and she had me come. Don't look at anything. Just look at the view. So I got that house because there was no house back to back, and I had a view.
Nice, very nice. Well, knowing what you know now, would you still choose that area?
I
that
absolutely would.
Yeah, you wouldn't.
I love it. For one, I live in a very peaceful area, so no one's on top of me, so I don't have to worry about that. I have a beautiful view, but I love the location because I can get to
everything,
everything by golf cart. I can, everything, and I can also get on 301, 440, all those places, Ocala.
How long have you lived in the Villages?
6 years, a little over 6.5 now. Okay, almost.
You're almost an old timer.
Yeah, I know. Can you believe it?
How many times have you moved then?
Never. None. Once. And I think about it, but who wants to go? I don't understand how people can move 3 to 5 times. It's just exhausting.
I know.
There's a lot to do.
Pack up and move.
And all that paperwork.
Yeah.
Hi.
Well, I think you may have answered this, but are you a snowbird, snowflake, or a frog?
It's funny. I saw you interviewing people and asking that question, and I kept thinking, which one am I? I think I need to be, something. I used to say I was a frog, kind of, but I was thinking of coming up with something else.
You want to make up your own term?
Because I don't think I'm a frog, but I'm not a snowflake or a snowbird, right? Because I'm here for good, but am I here for good? Like I might go somewhere else.
Oh.
But right now I'm a frog, I guess.
Froggish.
I don't know if I'm going to croak here, but you never know.
So are you retired or are you still working full or part-time?
I'm pretty much retired. I don't collect retirement or Social Security.
What did you used to do?
I'm actually taking a break.
In Massachusetts.
So I did a few things. One is I was a public speaking skills coach and trainer. And I wrote a few books on public speaking, presentation skills. And I always say, don't do what I say, not what I do, right? Type of thing. I was a better coach than I was a speaker.
Okay.
And then I also was a tour guide for a little while and a group leader and put together trips for singles.
Wow.
And yeah.
I'm learning a lot of new things.
Yeah.
And then you're also a Zentangle. Now you are. Did you do Zentangle when you were?
I did. I got certified as a Zentangle teacher in 2014. I started teaching right away, even though I wasn't planning on it. And then that's one of the reasons I wanted to move to the Villages. I wanted to find a community where I could kind of make a little bit more money at it. You can't make a lot of money, but more than, you want to be I wanted to teach during the day, not at night, to people who were retired, not people who were still working. And, it doesn't really matter. But so.
Someone's breathing very heavy.
I know. Can you show my little friend? I got a little friend here. Can you see? Look at my little friend. Oh. And that wasn't me heavy breathing. That was Samson. Anyways, did I answer your question?
Yes.
Yeah.
And can you explain what Zentangle is? Because Jacki is the person, to me, the master Zentangler, but the first class I took here was with Jacki, and then she said, I'm retiring.
Yes.
And I was like, what? But anytime I post anything of a Zentangle, everybody's like, what is that? And I always explain it's like doodling, but it's meditative, but I don't know how to exactly explain what it is.
That's exactly right.
And I always thought that I can't do it because I'm not artistic. So
yeah. So when I was young, I used to do doodling type things, and I wanted to grow up and be a fabric designer with my doodle arts. But I couldn't draw anything, so I couldn't get into any art school. I took one art class, and they said, do a self-portrait, and mine looked like a stick figure smiley face, right? And I worked hard at it with a comb over. It looked like a... But, so I can't draw anything, but I love Zen... Sorry if I just ignore the noise I just made when I hit my microphone. But so I had someone take my class, like you, in the very beginning, and she says, I was told in kindergarten, now she was 70 years old here in the Villages. She says, I was told by my kindergarten teacher I have no artistic skill or ability, so I never did anything until now.
Mm.
So, and not only that, we were at the end of class, we put all of our tiles together. They're
Oh, I
paper
like that.
tiles. We created a mosaic. And we noticed that we all had the same instructions. We all did the same design, but they all looked different.
Yeah.
So she looked at the mosaic. She goes, oh, I really like that one. She pointed to it, and it was hers without her realizing it. Yeah. So she's taken just about every one of my classes since, and it gave her a lot of confidence. So the founders, Rick Roberts and Maria Thomas, they're from Whitensville, Massachusetts, and I was from Milford, Massachusetts before I moved here, which was about 20 minutes away from them. So I was very lucky to be so close. And they started a Zentangle, and now it's all over the country, all over the world, in many, many countries. And it's a huge phenomenon. But he was a monk for many years. She is an award-winning artist, and they put the two together, and voila.
I love it. I was telling you before, last time I took one of your classes, that I was thinking of doing the CZT, the certified, but not because I don't want to teach. I just want to know. So it's in the back of my head, but
the majority are in that
category.
Are in that category, and I was in that category. I just wanted to be. It was going to be like a 3-day vacation to do Zentangle with the founders and with other people.
Well, I'm like, what if they give a big test at the end and
no
I can't
test.
do the test?
There's no test to get certified. You don't have to do anything except pay your money and show up. There's no test. It's a wonderful experience, and I'd have to tell you, most people who take it do not teach. Yeah, they just go for their, just like
I think you need to get them here somehow, or the daughters.
We've been working on it. We've been working on it, and actually some of their closest friends live here.
Okay.
And have taken my classes, and they go back and they say, you know, so they, and I know them, and so I know the daughter's a little bit better, but so they are aware, and we have been in contact, and one of these days, it will happen.
My fingers are crossed.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite venue for enjoying music and dancing?
You know what? I saw you ask that question too, just because, of course, you know, if you're going to be interviewed, watch some of these videos and get prepared. And well, I would say my favorite is Lake Sumter for several reasons. One is that's where it's closest to my house, has the water, and I love, you know, when I don't, I have more during COVID. I did line dancing on the squares. I don't line dance on the square now, only because I like to be in my pajamas at like 5:00. But but when it was so nice to dance and look at the water, because I just love the water. Oh, sorry, I hit my microphone again. Don't do that. Yeah, but I like them all, really. I think they're all have its own character.
Do you have a favorite band or bands?
You know, I remember you asked that question, and I said, I don't even know the band. Like I don't even know
genre of music then? Do you like a genre of music?
I like blues. You know, so
is there? Well, no, there is a guy that does the guitar.
I think I know who you're talking about. But there was a blues band once. It seemed bluesy, anyways, and maybe a little rock blues, and I really liked them. There's been bands there that I loved, but I just don't remember the names. Like maybe it was Hooligans, but I don't remember, because I remember there was another one that maybe that I didn't like, and I like. So I don't go enough to remember the bands. I'm one of the few.
Are you a Scooter the DJ kind of person?
I like Scooter, yeah, because
they do all the line dancing.
Yeah, yeah, it's fun.
Who do you think has the best pizza here?
Bravo by far.
Where
I
is
love
that?
right in Lake Sumter Landing.
Oh.
Yep, kind of towards the
bank.
What
kind of pizza do they make? What kind of crust?
I think they have a variety, but I don't like thick crust. So they might have thin and regular, but I don't remember, because I don't get pizza a lot. But Bravo, I just remember, and I have friends who agree with me. Bravo is the best.
I have to try them.
Yeah.
What's your favorite restaurant if you want to splurge?
It
can be in or around the Villages. It doesn't have to be a Villages.
Well, I do like the Lighthouse Grill because it's on the water.
Yes.
And I like it because it's the owners are from, I grew up in Wayland, Massachusetts, near Framingham and Natick, and I lived in Natick for a long time. And the owners are from, I don't know if it's still the same owners, I think so, but they're from Framingham, which is pretty much my hometown. And all their menu items are like Boston related and sports related. So
Oh,
when I look at the menu, I feel like I'm home. Plus,
oh,
it's delicious food.
okay. Do you have a favorite spot for breakfast or brunch?
Oh my gosh, I went once. Yeah, yeah. I went once to the what's that? That biscuit place? What's that called?
Oh, Flying Biscuit.
And I had stuffed French toast that was unbelievable. And so I decided to go home and try to make it a healthier way, And thanks for reminding me. I'm going to have to do that again because I tried to. A year ago, I went whole food plant based, not 100%, but trying to because it's very healthy. And hello, Samson, he came back, and so I have because you could just use whole grain bread. You could do dairy free cream cheese and jelly, whatever. But I think I might do that soon. Thank you. I have to get some bread on my way home.
What's your best advice for airport transportation?
Well, I do drive myself. I mean, okay, I've done a few different things. I have taken the bus, the big shuttle. I've taken the van shuttle. They call it the Villages, but
Airport van, Villages Airport van,
yeah. But
something
even
like
though
that?
it's not Villages own, I don't think
Oh,
it's
yeah.
independent. Taking the van, I don't like that because it had other stops.
Yeah.
Taking the bus, which is fine. But I also had this individual service. This girl, she only takes you or one other person, and I like that. You go direct, pick you up at your house. The only thing there is if her other person, which happened once, is delayed, we have to wait for that. So I try to drive myself, and I just leave my car either at the airport or one of the park and rides with the buses. It's very easy to do.
I'm gonna have to try and do that.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite pool or golf course? Do you golf?
No, but I have my mother's clubs. My mother's still alive, but she gave up golfing, and I have her clubs. And just the other day, I'm thinking,
You're gonna try.
but after watching one of your videos, I said, I need to, yeah, because you said you just learned, I think.
Yeah.
I said, I really need to take a lesson. And, it might be nice. What was the other thing you asked?
Pool.
Pool.
Do you have a
pool. Oh my gosh, I need to get to the pool. There are 100 pools here or more. And I think I've been to the pool twice. Yeah, excuse me. So I don't have a favorite pool because I don't go very often, but I will tell you this. Oh. I hurt my back one day and I said, I really need a jacuzzi. And I went online and there was a jacuzzi pool, but you had to pay that club membership, that
the
special,
enhanced.
Right. Mm-hmm. So $45 a month. And I was able to go, I think it was in Glenview. I get Glenview and the other one mixed up.
Palmer?
No, it's near Glenbrook and Glenview. They're right next to each other. So it was one of those. And so I got to have the jacuzzi and it really made a difference.
Oh. Do you have a favorite club that you belong to in the Villages?
Of course. Sorry.
Can I guess? There's a few I could guess for you.
Go ahead.
I assume there's a Zentangle club.
Yeah, but the
line dancing.
Line dancing.
Okay, it would be line.
Yeah, because the Zentangle club I started that I turned over to my friend and I gave it up for line dancing because I do line dance a lot and I started at the ultra beginner level. Now, if there's anybody out there who's interested in line dancing, do not go to beginner. You have to start at ultra beginner. I went to a beginner class and I had done Zentangle line dancing back home at the senior center, even though I wasn't a senior at the time. And so I thought, well, I got some experience, right? And I could not keep up with the beginners. I had to go back to ultra beginner, work my way up.
And I didn't even know there was such a thing.
Yeah, and now I'm at advanced, and I've worked very hard. And I go all around the country to different special events where all the choreographers come. It's amazing. It's a big thing, the line dancing.
I didn't know. Okay, I learned something new. Another new thing. Golf cart, gas or electric?
Gas. Must have a gas.
Electric. Do you have a favorite? Do you have a favorite beach that you can drive to from the Villages? Since you love the water so much.
That's a great question. And you know what? When I moved here, I thought, I can go to the beach whenever I want. It's only 2 hours away or whatnot. And I don't. Although when I first got here, I did plan a weekend trip with one of my clubs that I belong to, with the Working Women's Social Club. And we went to Hutchinson Beach, Jensen Beach area, which is near Stewart. I think it was in Stewart, actually. That was nice. Okay. But my mother lives in Sarasota. I do like Lido Beach. I never go there. But I like, it's pretty. And then I've been to Daytona. Okay. That was fun. But I do want to check out Pine Island. That's on my bucket list
Okay.
because it's close.
Okay. Where's your favorite place to take visitors?
I drive them all around. I exhaust them. Well, I shouldn't say that. I take them. The first thing that popped into my mind was Lighthouse Grill. I usually take them to Lighthouse Grill to eat. Um, and then I like to bring them to all three town squares. I always bring them to Eisenhower Rec Center because it's like a museum. It's something to see. And I explain there are people, there have been villagers who actually have found themselves in the photos, actually the photos from the war and the
Oh my
military
gosh.
in
That
there.
like gives
Yeah.
me the
I
goosebumps.
know, I know. It's crazy. But I think, and just to sometimes an open house.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's a good idea.
We went to I had some friends here recently. We went to an open house in Bridgeport, so with the really large homes. And so that's kind of fun to go through.
What do you think is the best kept secret in the villages, or your best kept secret that hopefully you will share? Because our viewers do not like when people say, "I can't tell you, it's a secret."
Well, the first thing that came to mind, it's not very exciting, but because of where I live, I discovered like a year or two after I lived here, a shortcut to get to Brownwood from the north.
By golf
Uh,
cart or by car?
no, by car. You'd have to go by car, and to get even to Pinellas, and it cuts out all that. It's to go out. You can go out by 301, and then cut even to here. I didn't realize you were so close to 301, but 301. But even before you get to 301, there's a side road. You don't ever have to go on 301. So I cut through this road on the way to 301 down Rainy Trail. You go down Rainy Trail, which is near Bridgeport, Arnold Palmer, kind of near there, right? And it's right before you get to like Tall Tree, before you get to Bonnybrook and Winifred, the Rotary. You go down Rainy Trail, you pass a Bridgeport on your left, uh, entrance to my house on the right, and you go past this little hospital, take a left, and there's all these side roads, and it takes you right out to Pinellas Shopping Center. So it's a nice shortcut. Not very exciting.
Shortcuts are good. That's all right.
Yeah.
What's your advice for making new friends in the villages?
Just do what you love. Do what you love. I met someone here years ago. She said she lived here for 3 months and she's moving, and she was giving away all her furniture. So I took some of her furniture, brand new.
Then I ask questions later.
Yeah, and she says, and it was because she was expecting someone to take her hand. She was expecting people to be friendly to her in her neighborhood and show her around. We're both single. I've been single pretty much my whole life, and independent, and I have no problem going to a club uh, that I love. I mean, I learned how to play ukulele when I got here, and I joined the ukulele performances. I mean, it was great. So I think you meet people with the same interests if you just go do the activities you want to do.
Right. What's something that surprised you after you moved here?
A lot. I think one was how many line dance classes there are. And I wanted to get back. There's an actual line dance website in the villages just to show you all the line dance classes. By level.
Share that, please, because I know a lot of people that I'm not a line dancer, but there are many people that I know here that keep saying, I want to take a class, I want to take a class, I want to take a class.
Yeah, you've got to get to this website. It will go by level, location. You can search by, all that, by teacher. It's an amazing website. I think it's called the Village Line Dancers. Maybe I can look it up, and maybe we could put it in the description below. But I think something Villager Line Dancer, or Villages Line Dancer. But we'll put it in the description.
Okay. Well, what's something you learned how to do after moving here?
Ukulele, line dancing, mahjong. I took French, but I didn't learn it. I took sign language, but I didn't learn it.
Oh my god. Well, what's something you wish you knew before moving here?
The first thing that came out of my mind is how old everybody is. I moved here when I was 54 and a half, but that's not true. I did know how. And I live in an older area too. My house is 2004. I bought it used. But what was the question? I talked too much.
What's something you wish you knew before moving here? For a second, I forgot what the question was.
Yeah. No, you're very good though. Very good. Yeah, I don't know.
Okay.
Speechless.
Okay. What did your family and friends say when they heard you were moving here?
Well, What did your friends and family say when they moved? I mean, they all said the same thing. Oh, well, they got quite a reputation, you know.
Yes.
I even had a handyman come to my house when I lived in Massachusetts. And he says, "Oh, because he had to do something. I'm selling the house." He goes, "Where you going?" And he said it, you know, that whole the reputation thing. And I it, and but also my mother thought it was great, and when she saw, I showed her the DVD that the villages have, and she couldn't believe it. She's like, "Wow!" But I'll tell you what, this most people said to me, that place is for you. You belong there. That's where you belong. Because
That's
I'm such
great.
an activity type person, you know.
You are. Um, because I was gonna say when I my friends were also like, what the heck, like just the fact that you're going to a 55 and over retirement. And then when I moved here, because when I was before I came here, I was like, I don't know if I want to feel young. I need to be with young
Mm.
people. That's why I was thinking like Tampa, Fort Lauderdale, blah, blah, blah. But then after being here, I'm like, people here are so active and do so many things and blah, blah, blah. You do feel really young doing stuff. And then when I was doing, all the contractors were coming through here, they all kept asking me if I was old enough to live here. And I'm like, yes, yes, I am. I'm old enough to be here. But it was interesting. It's interesting to for people who don't live here and people who do live here, like kind of their perspective of it. But here's so complete this sentence. You'd never believe it, but my in my life before the villages, I
Biked across the country.
really.
Yeah, and the kind with pedals, not motor.
What inspired that?
Well, I was a cyclist. I had just started getting
Is
into
there anything
biking.
you can't do?
Yes, I couldn't do it now. I couldn't do
Okay.
it now. But
How old were you?
it was 1997,
Uh,
and I started biking in 1996 when my parents said, "We're gonna come get your old 10-speed bicycle from the basement. We're gonna throw it out." And I came and got it, and I took a ride around the block. I go, "This is fun!" And I just started biking and biking and biking and biking. And I was a runner at the time too. I used to run the Falmouth Road Race. I also ran a half marathon in Kona, Hawaii. Um, but yeah, I was very active. The biking was my life. I used to just bike all the time. Every vacation I took was a biking vacation. I biked through Ireland. I biked
wow.
across Florida, not across Florida. There was a trip from Jacksonville to Gainesville or vice versa. Biked across Virginia, Canada. So not across Canada, but in Canada. But the bike trip was from San Francisco to New Hampshire.
Wow. Okay. Um. Okay. Finish this one. I really wish the villages had.
A whole food plant based restaurant, vegan restaurant.
Oh, I'm surprised you don't start one. You're
Oh.
a mover and a shaker. No.
I'm tired.
Okay.
I did a lot of biking. My butt still
Okay.
hurts.
Okay. And then lastly, I think Eastport will be.
Now it's funny you should mention that because I
Oh,
watched the interview. I
that
said,
last.
"What
Oh,
is Eastport? I don't even know what East."
are
I
you
live in
kidding
New York.
me?
I don't even see. I don't read the paper anymore, right? I'm like, what? I've heard of it a
It's
little
the
bit.
new town
Well, now
square.
I know because of your show.
Okay.
I looked it up, and I've been. What I go, oh, it looks. This I have to tell you, to be very honest with you, I was watching the video and looking at it, and I said it was the first time I thought maybe I would consider moving again. But
Mm.
because it looked really kind of cool. But I have to tell you, it's like going to Orlando for me. I mean, it's pretty far. It's probably a 45-minute drive at least from my house.
Okay.
But it might be worth it.
It might be because I think it's going to have a totally different. It appears it's going to have a totally different feel,
Yeah.
like more European. It's going to be gigantic. It's going to have a huge
Wow.
water with the dragon boats on it
I
too.
saw that.
So if
Yeah.
that doesn't draw you, I don't know what will.
You never know. If I was ever going to move, yeah, I still don't think I would. But if I ever was,
Then maybe you should go
maybe.
look at the model homes. I think Nellie could take you to go look at the model.
Oh,
Yeah,
well, just
she could take both of us because I want to go see
yeah.
them.
Yeah,
Okay,
that'd be
I'll
fun.
talk to Nellie.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you
You're
for this.
welcome.
This was fun.
Yes, it
I learned
was.
some new things about the villages and a lot about you. Okay. Well, thank you.
You're welcome.
Hope you all enjoyed. Like and subscribe, and we'll put the links below for your line
Villager.
dancing,
Yep.
also your line dancing stuff, and your Zentangle pop up classes.
Sure.
Things. Okay.
Sure.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.